Hey guys, it's me again, and today I am going to be showing you how to get this makeup look. I haven't done a makeup look in a while, and I thought I would start a new series doing all the rainbow colours basically. So I'm starting at red, and I'm going to make my way through to purple. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. There might be a few angle changes throughout the video just because I'm using a tripod for a change because I'm upgrading. So yeah, it might be a bit different, but I hope you enjoy, and as always at the end of the video, please don't forget to leave a like, comment or subscribe, and I appreciate everyone's support as always. So I'm gonna start off using my W7 Prime Magic Camera Ready Base Primer. I try and apply as even layer as possible so that I can cover my face, but it's not too much for me to rub in later. I really like this primer because it's easy to use and it's just simple. I try and only squeeze a little product on each time to make it easy. Oh, and here you can see this is my attempt at rubbing it in my face. It's quite interesting to see because it looks like I'm poking myself in the eye repeatedly, but I try and just make sure I get it all over my face and in all the creases and where all my pores are, basically, to make it even. Next is my True Match L'Oreal foundation. It's quite an easy foundation for me to use, though I've only just recently started trying to put it on my face myself. Normally I would use a brush and just put it on the brush, so it's still a bit temperamental and I end up getting it everywhere most of the time. But it's not actually that much of a runny foundation, so it's quite thick and stays on my face when I need it to. So I just try and put a little on my cheeks, a bit more on my forehead, and a tiny bit on my chin, and then I'll just take the brush and try and make it so it's all even and applied decently to all the areas that I want it to be. It does take a bit of time for me to work the foundation in as mass balance. Sometimes put it in the places that I don't want it to be, or it falls into my creases around my nose and I end up with patches. So I try and, as I said, just make it as smooth as possible and as even as my spasms will possibly let me. I am still getting the hang of trying to do my makeup on camera, so my face position probably isn't the best, but you get the gist of it. And see me poking myself in the eye with the brush constantly. Next is my W7 concealer. A lot of my makeup that I use in my videos is W7 just because it's cheap but it's good product, so I tend to struggle with this, but I make it work. And then I will and I'm just apply a little under my both eyes, kind of in a triangle shape, and then I'll use my sponge to kind of rub it in. And again, probably put myself in the eye. I do know that the concealer that I used probably isn't the best, because it normally needs to be a lighter shade than my foundation. I think it's the same, but we learn. Oh, yeah, I couldn't close it all the way, but you know. Then I just take the sponge and try and, again, make it as even as I possibly can. My spasms were quite bad the day that I was filming this, so it was quite difficult to manage, but it turned out pretty well. And then next is my bronzer, which is from Rimmel and Blusher, which I believe I got out of an advent calendar a while ago. And it's kind of just stayed with me. So bronzer is a bit difficult for me because I either go in really heavy or I barely get any product. So sometimes I'll look very orange and other times I'll look like I barely have any bronzer on. It also depends on the product and the shade, because sometimes it can, if I get the wrong shade and go darker, it makes it a bit more difficult to make it look natural-ish. And then I tend to do my bronzer in the style of a 3, so I start from my forehead, go to my cheek, and then my chin. And I do like a lot of bronzer just to make me glow a little bit. Then yeah, I just let my spasms rub it in, basically. If I fight with my spasms while I do my makeup, it often makes it a lot worse, so I just take it easy. And in blusher, I just try and make myself not look like a clown. So I try and only do a bright blush, just so it's easy to add more, but it's not easy to take it off. You'll see me concentrate and see if I've added enough or not, because my face just, yeah. And that's me having a full body spasm. And then we do the other side of my face. And sometimes I will blur the brush just to make sure I don't have a lot of product on. But as I'm seeing this, I maybe put a bit too much on. It's fine. And then I go onto my eyes, and the first thing that I use is some eyeshadow primer. I don't fully know what company it's from, but yeah, I just carefully try not to poke my eye out and apply a little of this on my eyelids to make it easier for me to apply my eyeshadow and for my eyeshadow to stay. And I'll sometimes rub it in with my finger, or I'll get a small brush and do it, depending on how my eyes are feeling on the day. So that day I must use my finger and just try and rub it in as smoothly as possible. Sometimes it does end up going absolutely everywhere apart from on my eyelid. Then this is my red eyeshadow palette that I was using. It's Main Squeeze from Colourpop, and I believe I used Machina, which is the middle shade. Life is hot, and maybe one of the slightly more tinted gold shades to enhance the glitter. I prefer using like the sponge tip brushes for my eyeshadow because I can control it a lot more than with a brush, because a brush tends, like a bristled brush tends to go completely everywhere. And I'm still not 100% with my eyeshadow because it's a very detailed process, and my muscle spasms don't do very well with detail, so often one eye will look better than the other because I can control my arms from one side better than I can the other. And the amount of times I've had eyeshadow on my nose and my cheeks is quite unbelievable. But yeah, I just try and do a matte base coat so that if I do glitter on top of it, it looks even and not patchy. And this is my pure concentration, trying to choose what shade I'm going to use. And yeah, this is me starting to apply a bright shade that has a bit of glitter in it. And I prefer the brush that I'm using because as much as it is a bristle brush, it's a lot more refined, and the bristles aren't as spread out, they're more compact. So it's easier to pick up the product and put it on my eye, or wherever I need to put it. And as you'll probably see in a minute, I probably get more of this in the corner of my eye than I meant to. Because I'm really good at that. And I normally just use a baby wipe or makeup wipe to kind of get rid of it. And then we go over, then I think I went over with just a bit of gold glitter because red on its own can be quite powerful, so adding a bit of gold just offsets it a little bit. Looking back on it now, I wish I would have added some eyeliner to the look, but also trying to do eyeliner on camera would probably not have been the best idea, and I would have had to restart my makeup like 5 times. And I think whoever was helping me would probably have killed me. So next is mascara. It's Wonder Extension by Rimmel. I actually bought this mascara from several TikToks that I saw, and I really like the effect it has on my lashes. Of course, mascara is a slightly dangerous process for me because I have to be very careful about timing and spasms and not making myself go blind. So I just do slight little flicks instead of trying to curl all the way from the bottom. Sometimes I do have to take excess product off the wand so it doesn't get clumpy on my lashes, because that's something that I can't control fully, so if I take extra product off, it makes it easier. And instead of moving the wand, I tend to more move my eye. And my second to last product is a highlighter. It's a champagne colour. I've got it from like a beauty box. I just take my fan brush and gently brush it over my cheeks. Highlighter is very difficult for me to control because my cheeks are quite small, so trying to get it in the right place is kind of difficult, especially when the spasms again. But I think I do a pretty good job. So I just do my cheeks and a bit down my nose. Sometimes I'll do a bit on the top of my lip, like Cupid's bow on top of my lip, like I did today. I take a smaller brush for that just so I can get it a bit more detailed. And then the last product that I'll use is my Kate Spade Rimmel Nude Lipstick. Lipstick is actually probably one of the easiest products for me to apply because I can control my hands better because they're closer to my chest and I'm not having to reach too much. So yeah, that's my effortless way of applying my lipstick. Well, rolling it up. And then I tend to just focus on the middle of my lips and do the corners and anything I've missed afterwards. Just because I find that's the easiest way for me to apply, so I'm not having to concentrate too much to begin with. Then, well, yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can see what I'm doing. Then, this is just the full completed look with flash and without flash.